Hello everyone, myself Namrata Thakur, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Computer Engineering at Praveen Patel Polytechnic, Bhinder East. Student, let's learn the part 3 of Unit 4. Your Unit 4 is Data Access in VB.NET. I have already uploaded part 1 and part 2 of the same chapter. Kindly go through it to revise your concept related to the database connection to the VB.NET. So let's start the part 3. By watching this video, you will able to understand the concept of dataset and data grid control. Students, we have already learned what exactly the dataset is and the data grid control is. So let's start with the data grid and dataset in detail. As you all know that and you have already learned in a part 2 video that dataset is a memory representation of data. Suppose you are creating one table in database. So overall representation of data of that data is or that table is the data set. So data set basically consists of the tables, rows and columns. So you can simply say that it works as a virtual database containing the table, rows and columns over here. It is a disconnected architecture as it consists of the different fields. It consists of the cache set of records that are retrieved from the database. So whenever the connection is established with the database data adapter creates a data set and stores the data in it. So whenever you want to store the data in a database, exactly the data gets stored in a data set. After the data is retrieved and stored in a dataset, the connection with the database is closed. So dataset is a overall representation of your data. Now, how to create a new dataset? So for creating a new dataset by using data source configuration wizard, we are going to study about creating a new dataset using data source configuration wizard. For that, open a project in a Visual Studio, open any project of your choice or the project for which you want to create a data connection. So open that particular project and click on the project menu and here select add new data source. After selecting the add new data source, the data source configuration wizard will get appear on the screen. After that, select the database from that data source configuration wizard. Data source configuration wizard asks you choose a data source type. Here you are selecting the database for creating a dataset. The next step is choose your data connection. Here you can create a new connection or you can use the previously saved the connection string. So we can create a new or which data connection should your application use to connect to the database. You can select it from over here or you can use the previously created database. Now after that choose the tables. So once you clicked on that, go to the next and here you are going to choose the tables or individual column, store procedure, function and views from the database that you want to represent in the data set. So here it will show you the different tables, views, procedures or the function. Suppose you are selecting the tables, then it will show you the different fields in the tables. That is, suppose I am having the employee table. So it will show me the employee ID, name, address, otherwise salary. The fields which I have created in the database, that field it will show. Select that field or select the required field and click on the finish button. Once you clicked on the finish, the new database will appear in the solution explorer. So this is how you are creating a data set. So you can check out the different columns or different tables present in your dataset by clicking on the dataset node in the Solution Explorer and open that dataset in a dataset designer. So if you open your data set in a dataset designer, it will show you the data in this form. And this correction shows that it will related with each other. So click the dataset node in the solution explorer to open the dataset in a dataset designer window. So you can check out the different columns, rows and a different field present in the dataset by using dataset designer option from the solution explorer. Now, the relation line that connect the table represent a table relationship. In previous diagram, we can see that the tables are connected with each other. That line is a relationship line. The foreign key is a by default key. You can change the keys or different options over here in a relation dialog box. And you can also check out the properties of the table over here. So click a table or the table adapter or column name to check out the property. So you can easily check out the different properties related to the table over here. Now you can add the different new tables or table adapters into the dataset. So go to the toolbox and after that in dataset you can add the different data tables or query or relationship. So this is that appears when dataset designer is in focus. So this is all about creating a new data set. And the last one is data grid view control. Students, you have already learned this in a previous video that data grid view control is to show the data in a database. Suppose I am creating one application, maybe .NET application, and I am connecting that to the database. So this application consists of the different fields like name or you can say that address, mass, etc. And this respective data is get stored in a database. I want to show this data on VB application form. At that time I am using the data grid view control. So data grid view control is used for showing the data from the database. The data present in the database, I want to show it on my form. So for that, I will use the data grid view control. Same way, if you want to ask the user to enter the number, you will provide the text box. Same way, suppose you want to see the data from the database, at that time you are using the data grid view control. For example, if you have an Access database connected to the VB project, you can show the data from it. The data from the database will be shown in form of rows and columns. So student, by using data grid view control, you can show the data in form of rows and columns on the form over here. So take out the data grid view control as I have stated in the previous video and choose the data source and follow the next instruction to connect to the database. Simply you can see that data grid view control allows you to show the data from the database on the VB.NET form. So it's all about the data set and data grid view control. If you have any doubt, let me know. I will surely help you to solve the same.